I don't know about you guys, okay, but I am completely frazzled because of last night. All right? Seriously. Good morning. Good morning, 330 to go. I'm happy to be here. It is Tuesday. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. Why am I tired? Why anybody watch the Cavs game last night? Anybody? Come on. I got to see some comments coming in this morning. What did we just watch last night? Somebody help me understand. First of all, the weekend goes by. You get to Monday. You're excited for Monday, right? Nobody's ever excited for Monday to go back to work. So then halfway through the day, I think half the people start realizing, oh my God, the Cavs play tonight. The Cavs play tonight. And I'm excited for that. We have a chance. We, in theory, should win at least one game at home. We stole one in Boston. We have an opportunity to go back to Boston. Series tied 2-2. No, that's not what happens. Donovan Mitchell all of a sudden pops up with a calf injury. Now, calf injuries are serious. Okay, anybody who knows me, I tore my calf just walking. Okay, and I've already mentioned it on here. So calf injuries are serious. I don't want to downplay that one bit. But all of a sudden, he's a game time decision. It's bad enough when you think about the Cavs. You got to start wondering whether or not Jared Allen's going to play because he's been gone. Okay. Wade's came back. It just put this taste in your mouth like, wow, talk about David Goliath times 2. Felt like he had no chance. And for anybody out there that wanted to like completely destroy Garland, what do you want from that guy? That guy gave you everything and some. What I would like out of Garland, in all sincerity, on an average basis, when you pair him up with the likes of a Donovan Mitchell, is probably a solid 15-10 kind of guy. Like I'd like 10 assists out of him. I'll dish it, move the ball, that kind of stuff. Hit your spot up threes. We already knew about Strus. Last night, the Cleveland Cavaliers got 19 points out of Mobley. Okay, they also picked up 19 out of LeVert, and then you get 30 plus out of Garland. And guess who decided else to show up? Max Strus. Hey, bud, welcome to the playoffs. Huh? I'm glad you could show up. He kept us in the game. It made us feel like we had a fighting chance. We're going to get into it, but right off the rip, I had to come right out. Like, that's why I'm tired. That's why I'm completely, utterly confused. You see it. You guys are, it's a walking, just, you are SHIT show. That's what I feel like this morning because the Cavs just played with my emotions as normal. Ugh. All right. Well, let's catch up real quick with high school sports. Let me run this across the bottom there, guys. Scores from around high school baseball. Coventry 15-5 over Glenville. Fairless a 10-3 winner over Tuslaw. Nordonia 1-0 winner over Benedictine. 6-2 winner for Rootstown over Clearview. CVCA wins the Battle of the Cuyahoga between Cuy.Falls and Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy. Okay. So much easier to say CVCA. 8-6 winner for CVCA over the Black Tigers of Cuy.Falls. Mogadore a 1-0 winner over Crestwood. Medina a 9-2 winner over Masson, and Hoover wraps it up with a 6-3 win over Worcester. On the girls' side of things, Hoover, these are playoffs for sure. 100% playoffs with the ladies. So Hoover beats North 4-3. Walsh, big win over the rival Hoban, 16-1. Okay, 16-1. Good job, Walsh. Okay, Austintown Finch 10-0 winner over Greenfield, 5-4 winner over Jefferson's area. Cuyahoga Falls beats Valley Forge 10-0. Coventry a 19-0 winner over Hawken. Lake beats Jackson 9-0, and West Branch an 11-6 winner over Edgewood. So congratulations to all those high schools that continue to move on for their quest for another playoff game, and hopefully get to raise that championship at the very end. So before I get to God, I'm dying to get back to basketball. I just irritated. Baseball side of things. Atlanta a 2-0 winner over the Cubs. Rays 5-3 winner over the Red Sox. Rosario, remember that name for the Guardians? Yeah, he's playing for the Rays now and drives in 3 runs. Wouldn't it be nice to have him? It would. I would take him, but the Guards are playing well right now. Tigers 6-5 winner over the Marlins. The Blue Jays 3-2 winner in the 10th inning behind Dalton Varsho's had a huge game. This guy is multiple hits, a couple home runs, monster game for the Blue Jays. Helps them beat the Orioles. Phillies 5-4 winner over the Mets. Pirates 8-6 winners over the Brewers, and the Guardians are red hot with a 7-0 win. What else looked really hot? Did anybody catch these unis? These uniforms are legit. I'm serious. I love them. I love it. I might go buy one of these. I like the hat, the marathon on the side. I mean, you gotta love that. I mean, it's just classic. Just it's got a vintage look to it. I really like the how the Cleveland's spelled out. It's got that it's like the bridge, that Guardian bridge. So the Guardians coming out with, I think, their first cool uniform since the whole name change has happened. I would love to just see these in and out every day, personally. So nice job, whoever designed those. Like, my opinion matters, right? So A's, back to baseball. A's lose 9-2 against the Astros. The Cards, a 10-5 winner over the Angels with an 8-run 7th inning. So Cardinals got busy in the 7th and threw up 8 and just cleaned house on the Angels. Diamondbacks 6-5 winner over the Reds. Mariners 6-2 winner over the Royals. Rockies 5-4 winners over the Padres, and the Dodgers beat the Giants 6-4 in 10 innings. And we are caught up with Major League Baseball. And here we go, back into this basketball noise. Let me check the comments since I was moving right through there. Uniforms are 100%. Sean had said that. Katie says, love the City Connect unis. There we go. I'm glad everyone's liking those. See, we all got good taste. That's hey, kudos. This game, let's get on this game. All right, I have a couple of clips that I had put up, videos I took last night. Let's see, which one do I want to go to first? This one right off here. I'm just going to throw them out. This right here. This is Jaylen Brown. First of all, I like Jaylen Brown. I think he's a solid player, but like, what in God, like, why are you trying to hurt somebody? Seriously, why are you trying to hurt somebody? There's absolutely no reason. He grabs his ankle, Strus's ankle, and just pulls him down. And then someone on the broadcaster says, well, there's this bad blood. And I'm like, what has Strus done? I didn't realize this, but Strus was an undrafted and played for the Celtics, and they cut him. And when he made it to the NBA Finals with the Miami Heat, before we gave him that lucrative contract, he made this little shout out tweet that kind of was like a dig back at the Celtics. So I guess that's where some of this bad blood had started for Max Strus. But Max decided to, like, if someone needs to tug on his ankle every week or every night before he goes in and he can shoot that well from 3-point range, Max, seriously, bud, thank you for showing up last night. Do it again. Let's bring this back to Cleveland. Let's bring it back to Cleveland. We don't win anything unless we're down 3-1. Okay. We don't. When's the last time we did that? Well, the luck wasn't in the house last night. Okay. But he decided to roll up in there. Yep. Who rolled up in there? This guy right here decides to show up last night, and everybody's freaking. What's happening? Why is LeBron there? What is LeBron doing? Watching basketball. He's watching basketball. Or is LeBron coming back like we talked about? Okay, you guys better start coming around to the idea. All right, because a lot of weights and measures and all those things go into this. And this is just my opinion. Okay, don't take this as gospel. I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe I'm thinking going to say a couple of things that everyone else is thinking. But like, it's stars aligning. Okay, so let's put the stars out here. LeBron's getting to the end of his career. Every guy wants to go out like just, high horse, riding out, the lights are on, the music, but whatever it is, this beautiful exit, right? Well, Cleveland's it. So when he left to go to LA, you had to say, well, you understood why he was leaving, because he was going to try to chase titles, and he did. He picked up another one. You had to know he's coming back. He wants to go out like a calf. My goodness. Dwight Howard wants to be in Orlando Magic again. He wants to be a Magic because he wants to end his career rightfully so there. And they probably should. He's probably statistically for the duration of time, the best Magic player of all time. I know Shaq was there and Shaq would be hands down, but Shaq's more of a Laker. Okay. So LeBron rolls up last night and everybody loses it. First off, Savannah had the style going on. She had this hat. I mean, I don't know if she just didn't want to be seen, but there's no way you were missing her. They definitely made their presence felt. And, you know, LeBron's like, was he scouting the Cavs? Was he looking at what we had? Was he like, Max Strus, I want to get jump on this squad. Okay. I need Garland giving me 30, Mobley. What's it going to take? What pieces? Or is he just coming in town to pick up Donovan and go, hey, Donovan, let's head back to LA. Okay. Let's get you out there. I'm going to have you link up with me and the unibrow. Okay. And we're just going to run the Lakers straight into the ground. I don't know. Maybe they'll go out there and win 4 more championships. But LeBron is also got to be sit back as a dad, saying, my son's now potentially going to get drafted. I have another son who went to one high school, transferred to another. There's a lot of moving parts going on. He's got a younger daughter. I think LeBron, what more does LeBron need to do? He's a freak of nature and an athlete. Okay. But he's a dad. So I'm thinking he wants to get out of the NBA. You got to have that ride out into the sunset. Right now, Bronny James apparently is outside the top 60. Okay. In the rankings, but then he goes and has like a ridiculously great combine, like an insane combine. Shoots lights out from like 3-point range, moves real well on the court. So are the Lakers going to draft him? Are the Lakers going to, because LeBron wants to play with his son. All right. LeBron absolutely wants to play with his son. Bronny at USC, LeBron's out there in LA. Bronny's no longer at USC. He's already made this quick transition. We're talking, like I just said, is he going to get drafted? Is he not going to get drafted? Who is going to draft him? Whoever LeBron wants. And I think LeBron's got a tremendous amount of control in Cleveland. Okay. The way he left, the way he came back, the way he departed again. LeBron could do whatever he wants. Okay. So he could come right back up here into Cleveland and say, I could roll with this team because the East is a lot easier. The East is way easier for LeBron to get to a hypothetical another championship. I don't think he's ever, maybe this would be the 1 year if his son gets drafted where he's playing for that purpose solely alone. But he's a competitor and he's going to play every year and he wants to win a championship. That's just how he is and built. But so there's slightly, it could be this year where he just, his whole purpose is I want to play with my son and I'm out. But why wouldn't you also want to maybe go win that championship? 2 for 1. Where's the best case scenario to get that 2 for 1? Cleveland. And there it is right there. There, Savannah, that's the hat. That's the hat. That's actually, I need that and just put it on this. And then I would have a full set of hair and life would be great. But the look right there, that is a man enjoying himself. He is sitting there watching the Cavs like, yeah, I'm going to come here. They're going to draft my kid. We're going to run Cleveland again. And it's going to be great. Donovan will re-sign. I might even bring a couple of other players in because you need a bench. Okay. I told you got 30 out of Garland. You got 19 out of LeVert. You got 19 out of Mobley. That's phenomenal. That's great. You know who didn't show up on the Cavs too? Okoro. Where you at, bud? Where you at? 2 points. 2 points and sat in the corner and went 0 for 4. You're gone. You're gone. That's that. You have to. He's a piece of the part. So now you got it. What we need to start talking about is what are you letting go when LeBron gets here? That's what I think. Someone put New York. We'll see. Then he better show up there tonight, right? Is LeBron doing the tour? Is LeBron running around the NBA? Is he going to catch that Denver game out there? You know, is he going to go over to the land of the lakes or Mile High tonight? Okay. Is he going to check that one out? If LeBron does all that stuff, then LeBron's just watching the NBA. He's going to playoff games. Why do you pick Cleveland first? Marketing? You know people are going to talk about it. You know people are going to jump on. Hello. Okay. And just start running your mouth about it. Of course. I'm telling you, that was still. Did I see what Dan Gilbert said on Twitter? No. Hey, Cleveland, I thought you guys fought hard. Okay. Well, good job, Dan. That's what Dan should have said. I mean, how do you take that? How does somebody else take that? I think that's just an attaboy kind of feel. It's that you have to work hard 24/7. You know what I mean? To win. Yeah, see, maybe he's speaking. And see, when LeBron and Dan did this before, there was these inner comments that we knew publicly, and they knew what that meant. So once we see those two together, this guy, though, all of a sudden, calf injury, and he's just decides he's not going to get in the game and he's not going to play. I still can't. I think he wants to leave. Maybe he's leaving. LeBron's coming in. LeBron's bringing another piece. But Donovan Mitchell is a really, really good player. I mean, you start wondering if Cleveland ends this, because what it looks like is this is going back to Boston, and Boston's going to finish this off there. So now, who matches up better with Boston? Okay, Donovan here. Him and Brunson, I feel like, are very similar players. I really do. So we need guys like DiVincenzo. I've talked to his heart. We those guys kind of showed up last night. We again, LeVert, Mobley, Garland, Strus. There's 4. You patch it in, and Mitchell plays the way that he normally plays. We probably win that game last night by 20. No, we're going to go back to Boston, and they're going to wipe us out, and then we're going to be sitting here talking about what's a better option for Boston. Is it New York? Is it Indiana? I don't know. We're going to have a real good idea after tonight. That's for sure. After tonight, we're going to have a real good idea, because there is problems galore over there in Indy for sure. But before we get off my Cavs rant, okay, there was this clip where, let me make sure I hopefully I pull the right one up. Let's see here. I think this is it. Okay. Really shoddy, choppy up. But this is me. I'm watching the game outside. Okay. And the film this is when Tatum gets teed up. Okay. Tatum gets teed up. The entire game, all I see is this. He looks like he has a bionic elbow, and there's this brace on it, and all he can do is this, but that's not a foul. He goes into every defender, clears them, and then complains that he didn't get a call. Huh? What? Stop. First of all, just stop. Stop complaining. That you're not even you're just complaining to complain. The NBA, there's Tatum is 100% a complainer. Luka, a complainer. It's really annoying to sit and watch at times, because I was still, when I was young enough, playing at the blacktop basketball, no blood, no foul. Okay. If you're old enough and you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. You didn't want to call your foul, because then everyone would make fun of you. Okay. That's when you're playing pickup basketball and you go foul. So, let me call it, bud. Okay. Like everybody, it's a known fact. So in the NBA, it's this complaining of, why didn't I get this call? Dude, you're pushing off. Why don't you call you for a charge? Okay. You're straight up clearing everybody. You watch him come off screens. He comes off screens and he just jabs them. Okay. I mean, she just gets right into them and pushes them out. And that's how he gets so much clearance. And then he goes to the lane and misses a layup, and then turns around and complains that he didn't get a call. All right. So as soon as he gets the call, he turns around and he says, it's the playoffs, man. Some stupid comment. Let me walk over to the ref, complain a little more. Garland does his job, makes his free throw. But watch this again. Real slow. Boom. Huh? How in God's green earth? How in God's green earth does LeVert just all of a sudden, there's this magic moment where LeVert's body and Tatum's just goes boom. And in between that motion of LeVert moving away so drastically, Tatum's arm is clearing and pushing off. Okay. Just annoying. Shut up. Okay. Stop. I was talking with somebody about Tatum the other day, and I said, did you think he was going to be this good? And that's the person, my buddy I'm talking to, gives me this explanation really good about, coming out of Duke and blah, blah, blah. And yes, I thought he would be. And he goes, well, what did you think? And my exact response is, I thought he'd be better. I think he's good, but I really thought the Tatum we're seeing now, I would have liked to have seen that 2 to 3 years ago. He doesn't have that killer mentality. Like, okay, it's time to stop playing around. I think Jaylen Brown is more of that guy. They're a totally different team with Porzingis in there. But there's a lot of pieces and parts that had to be put around Jason Tatum for it to be able to work. Boston's a good team. They're definitely probably going to come out of the East. I think that they're going to match up better with the Pacers because that's who I had winning that series. And we will get to that. But the East is nothing to really fear. If there was ever a year for Boston to win it all, it's this year. He doesn't get it this year. I just don't ever see it happening because everybody's taking notice and going, let me slide over to the East. Let me get a piece of that. Okay. Because it's really wasn't that difficult to get out of there. LeBron, I think he's taking notice to that. He's going to say, hey, let me come back, draft my kid. I'm going to stick around. My son's going to play here. We're going to be in Cleveland. People are going to love this. We know this. I can keep an eye on him. I can help him through the process. He can understand the NBA. It's a must. It's an absolute must. It's a comfort because he's at a different point in his career. A lot of times when he came, we drafted him, it was a recipe for disaster because there was a young kid with this money and so close to home and everybody coming out of the woodwork that is a friend and a family member and you want to help. That's a lot. That's a lot. So when he left, it was time for him to grow up, learn to be on his own and really know that and kind of have that freedom to really put pieces and parts of people around him that he wanted to really tighten up that inner circle. Why would you not say, well, I, the father, am going to be able to kind of control that in Cleveland because I have that ability to be able to do that. I have the resources around me. I think it's a no-brainer in my opinion. Now, if he goes to New York, if he goes back to LA, okay, he's probably knows what's best for him, okay? Just from a quick outside point of view. Because with Bronny being at USC and how that went, I can't help but think as a dad, he wouldn't question would have been different if he was kind of more hands-on and more involved and was able to oversee a lot more of the details with his son's first year in college. Especially at the level of scrutiny that the kid unfortunately is going to get because you're LeBron's kid and he knows that, but still it's a lot to be able to take that on as an 18, 19-year-old, but he could have just maybe been back in town because it was Mother's Day. Okay. So someone else had brought that up. LeBron was back in Cleveland anyways, because it was Mother's Day the day before. And I hope everybody had a great Mother's Day. I enjoyed it. And we know the family. And there's mom. If Gloria still lives here in Akron, I'm not quite sure. I'm sure she kind of travels around. But I got to think roots are definitely always here. So it's a lot easier. It's a place of comfort. And again, Bronny's from Akron. I mean, he was going, I believe, was Old Trail or somewhere along that lines. He was going through school here when he was younger, and not till they moved a little bit later. So a lot to be said about the speculations, but I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it. I'm going to call it. LeBron's back in Cleveland. It's happening. There you go. Gloria works at I Promise. Okay. See, totally around all that. That's another reason. To me, it's a no-brainer. It makes perfect sense. It's exactly what should be happening. Katie had said, I don't want to miss out on Katie. Katie complained about the refs, so I definitely exactly. And it was as terrible as the refs were. We should have called them out directly and paid the fine. Yeah, well, the refs stunk. The refs, it can be consistently bad or consistently good. Just be consistent. That's all I really want out of the refs. And since the Pacers have complained about the refs, that series is 2-2 now. Okay. going back to New York tonight, 8 o'clock. We are going to see if the Knicks can somehow continue this Cinderella story or his injuries just plagued them completely away. I think that that's where it's at. Tom Thibodeau, I've been listening to a lot of people really getting down on Tibbs because they said it's the same thing he did in Chicago, and he hasn't learned a thing. Well, maybe it is, but you got 3 guys right there from Villanova that have been to battle and war with each other metaphorically for years. So they're getting the job done in that sense. Even if I thought of if they were truly healthy with Robinson and Randall and all those pieces and parts that they're missing right now, would they match up better with Boston? I think it would have been close. I just still think length and size is going to beat Boston. And Indiana has that. Okay. Miles Turner is playing some really good basketball. Sakeem is playing, the kid from Toronto they got, playing some really good basketball. We know Halliburton can get going. So there's a problem with Indy. I think they could really give Boston a run. But it's funny to me, what's exciting is this just reminds me of like being a kid when like you would turn on that Saturday or Sunday and there'd be like NBC basketball. It was always Indiana and New York and Boston. Those names are always, and we're back there. Those are 3 historic names of franchises in the NBA that have battled. Look at all those years that Reggie was there in Indiana and couldn't get past it. Could not get past the Knicks, could not get past Jordan, it was just amazing. So Indiana is a basketball city for sure. Hoosier says that. Okay. So I've said it, Indiana's win is, I think New York wins tonight. It's going 7. Indiana's winning game 7 in the Mecca. I'm doubling down. That's like the 3rd round doubling down. It's like the 4th time I've ran my mouth about it. So I think it's more than doubling down. But tonight, 8 o'clock, they'll be taking on. And the other one where both of these 2 teams, series is tied 2-2. Timberwolves taking on the Nuggets. Everyone, including myself, thought that the Nuggets were just doomed. We're down 2-0 going back to Minnesota, and Denver's like, now we're going to take 2 here, just like you took 2 at our place. And now the series is on, and you have woken him up. He stopped thinking about driving around his racetrack in his little cart, a 7-footer, rolling around a cart, being pulled by ponies. Jokic was like, nah, I'm going to wake up. I'm just going to shut this down, and we're going to go ahead and take this back to Denver and get this series tied up. Denver, it's still Denver. Denver's going to win that series. Wow. Talk about a quick, crazy turn of events. But that's one's tonight at 10:30. But both of those games tonight, both those series, both tied 2-2. Excited to see how that one's going to finish out. I'm definitely watching some basketball tonight. So Bronny James is definitely, I thought we had a video. Did not pull the video up. No big deal. It was, but anyways, the reason that Bronny was highlighted in so well is his combine. I had a clip. I didn't send it. It's my fault. I know my producer is probably scavenging right now thinking that I sent it and he didn't catch it, but no, I 100% did. And I just looked. It was Bronny shooting lights out at the combine. Go watch the video. Go watch him. He looks smooth. He looks like he's been working on his game. And the reason you should, not only because he's going to be a Cleveland Cav. We're going to draft him in the 2nd round. Okay. Second round, we're drafting him. All right. Because wouldn't it be something, I thought about this, if he went undrafted and became a free agent? So he could sign anywhere, right? Wow. That would really open up LeBron's ability to do whatever he wants. Maybe that's how the Knicks come into play, because he could force it over there. But really, if you're LeBron, you want to come to the East. And if you're coming back to the East, where are you going? Miami? Maybe back to Miami? Could see that. I just don't know if you add another team, because whatever team he would go to outside of the ones that he has currently been with, it makes 0 sense as a fan base of that team to be like, whew, we're getting LeBron. He's coming here to retire. Awesome. Well, I think that'd be kind of cool. At least you'd have like a ton of farewell nights. That'd be really cool. I mean, could you imagine the giveaways? My Lord, a ton of bobbleheads and all kinds of stuff and all those little trinkets. Be great. All right. LeBron just shocks everybody and goes to the Pelicans. Okay. It's down to the three teams he played with. Stay in LA, or I'm going to take it back down to Miami because they've got pieces and parts that they could make a run. Are those pieces and parts better than the Cavs? I don't know, because they're talking about they need to add something more. Jimmy Butler, Hero. I just think it's the Cavs. So again, staking claim to it. I said to it a couple of weeks ago that I thought after the Lakers lost that series against Denver, he's coming home. Clear out emphysician. We're lining it up. All right. Get the vocals ready. Okay. Everyone's going to be walking around humming it like it's what was that? 2007. When did he come back? 16, 15? Was it 15 when everyone's singing that? I'm coming home. Everyone was just humming that. You're picking at the grocery aisle and the produce section trying to get apples, and there's just some everyone's just chipper, Jones, happy. LeBron's coming home. One man flipped the energy in Ohio. Okay, do it again. Do it again. Okay. Would love to do it again. I challenge you to do it again, LeBron, and we'll totally break it. Don't go and do it on like a magazine. Come on the show. Announce to everybody. Let them know you're coming home, bud. Right over here. That's LeBron James Boulevard behind me. You guys see it? Let's go down there to Main Street. Announce it to everybody. Lock 3. Put a big old banner. I want to see that again, except Sasha Pavlich not in the picture. Okay. Not. Okay. Why is Sasha Pavlich in every picture? Wow. Made a career off of giving LeBron hugs. But that was actually when he beat the Magics. So yes, bring that daunting smirk of a smile back to Cleveland and ride out in the sunset. We'll build you a ridiculous statue, and then you'll be part owner in the Cavs. And you'll lead us to the promised land, and it will forever, ever be LeBron's kingdom. That's it. I'm calling it all detailed out. No reason to even live it. We already know what's going to happen. I was on the Millennium Force at Cedar Point, got off the ride to 14 text messages about LeBron and Kevin Love. I remember that as well. It was a great day. I was a huge Kevin Love fan. Huge Kevin Love. Double king. Loved Kevin Love. Still do. Great player, man. Bring him back. Let's just reunite the band. Okay? Let's tell Richard Jefferson, take off the mic, the headset, jump back out here. Let's run it. Let's bring back David Blatt. Okay? Let's bring back that guy. He could coach us. Now that's the real question. Does LeBron like JB? Because there's been a lot of talk about players even in the locker room that he can kind of lose the locker room. That's the one thing that I will always say. LeBron has went through a lot of coaches. Unless Coach Dambrot retired from Duquesne. He's open. Could you imagine if Coach Keith Dambrot got his first crack as the Cleveland Cavaliers coach? I'm joking. I'm just making up stuff. All right. Conspiracy theories are over for the day. All right. Back again here Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Okay. Stop by tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Oh, 7 a.m. My bad. Told you I was frazzled dazzled today. 7 a.m. with Jessica. Okay. I'll be back here 9 a.m. Thursday. We'll talk a little bit more basketball, and we'll definitely talk Browns. Browns have the release. So we're going to run through that. That's definite. So they're releasing that tomorrow. So pay attention, Cleveland fans. I am Matt McGall. Always happy to be here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for allowing me to run my mouth. And don't forget to tune in, like, share, subscribe. Please do all the above. I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of the day.